not for the game. I do not do it for the fame. All I love is when I'm out on the road, going from show to show. That's all I know. So I just wanna take it slow. 'Cause I don't know how things may go, may lose control. Just so you know, you got me open, you got me focused, unfolding this moment. When you're with me, baby, it feels like all I keep thinking is so forgiven. 24 hours, so let your mind. I think it's just so forgiven. 24 hours, so let your mind. I think it's just so forgiven. 24 hours, so let your mind. I think it's just so forgiven. 24 hours, so let your
You are far smarter than you can ever imagine. There is no obstacle.
Do you how you want? I've been trying to talk to you, take you out. Don't you want to fall in love? Hello? Hello?
Bad, it's the way she walk is savage. So sassy, not the average. Gon' bend it like elastic. She scrub it like she nasty. Jeans rubbing on this fabric. Got that type of freaky like, but I won't let him have it. You a real freaky bitch and get nasty. You a real freaky bitch and get nasty, okay? You a real freaky bitch and get nasty. Like a bad bitches with me look like magic. It go round and round, up and down. Pick up the pace, don't slow it down. Don't make me wait, come knock it out. Don't fade away, go the mile. Come on, let me get an eye. Please talk to me nice. Freaky dicky, hot bikini, take him for a ride. Spicy like hot chicken, make him wanna take a bite. Know he like it saucy, put that in his fries. Want a free shot, can't get it when he want though. Gotta put the work in if he tryna see it go. Bad, it's the way she walk is savage. So sassy, not the average. Gon' bend it like elastic. She scrub it like she nasty. Jeans rubbing on this fabric. Got that type of freaky like, but I won't let him have it. You a real freaky bitch and get nasty. You a real freaky bitch and get nasty, okay? You a real freaky bitch and get nasty. Like a bad bitches with me like the way I walk when I'm stepping. It get messy. I don't even gotta say y'all should get the message. Step above savage. Oh, she a bad bitch. Watch him get mad when I say he can't have it. Respect on this kitty like an elder. About to break your neck. Giving kisses to my one. You know pretty girls keep them dogs out in the yard. Told them not to talk that talk, cause I might pull your car. work in if he tryna see it go. Bad, it's the way she walk is savage, so sexy, not the average.
You are far smarter than you can ever imagine. There is no obstacle that you cannot overcome, no problem that you cannot solve, and no goal that you cannot achieve by applying your mind to your situation.
Go on and
you at, where you at, yo, behind the speaker, where you at, yo, behind the speaker, where you at, yo, behind the speaker, where you at, yo, behind the speaker. Where you at, yo, behind the speaker, where you at, yo, behind the speaker, where you at, yo, behind the speaker, where you at, yo, behind the speaker.
motherfucking Monday. Monday's Mondaying over here. I hope everybody got the message that we are in Facebook jail until next month. So you have to gather yourselves and try to figure out which one of these sites to get on. I'm trying to work them. I usually go from 2 of them. I go from YouTube and now I'm on Twitch trying to see what's good over there. So I hope you all can see us, and I hope you all will be able to join us. I gonna try to get out of my mood. I don't like when things happen and I don't know how to control it and I don't know how to fix it. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a good Atlanta, Maryland try this morning. I'm going to.
That good old college try.
This morning, I'm standing in for Tone. We got Nomi, the Kawasaki rider.
What up, though?
Thank you for coming yet again. To my right, I got Dust Bunny. Good morning.
Good morning, Dust Bunny.
How you doing?
Okay, I feel this mood is extended from last night.
No.
It isn't?
No.
No. Okay.
No. And you wanna elaborate on that? Since let's get into it.
Okay, you're unfortunately your boys, missed out on an opportunity. So.
Several, like 59 opportunities. I can't believe we was in the red zone so much. Like our name should be red zone. We was there so much, and just honestly, I said this to my coworker this morning. One, F you Dallas Cowboys. You don't even realize what it's like to be a fan. Have to go to work twice the next day. I'm staying 10 toes down. I'm a fan, and I bleed blue and all that old shit, but you don't understand what it's like. So I had an Eagles fan, and of course the Eagles people are flocking. They coming out of nowhere. I don't even know these people are fans, and they was like, "Oh, coming to tap me on the shoulder this morning, coming to ask me, am I good?" I said, "I'm amazing. Thanks for asking." And I look at this bullshit. They had a little eagle. I said, "Oh, you're out the woodwork. No problem." But what I said to them was this: she thought that I was another kind of fan, that I was gonna make excuses or say, "Oh, the refs be cheating for blah blah blah." I said both of us are right. Both of us are right. I said I like things to be even. Turn your vibrate off. I like things to be even. I like you to be fair, right? But the referees do cheat. But I'm going to tell you this. What they do is, listen. What they do is they will cheat and then find out the cheats that they decide are game-changing. And in the end, and I feel like a hold is a hold. It was a hold when they did it. It's a hold when I do it. Encroachment is the same thing when they do it. It's the same thing when I do it. False starts, it's the same thing. So the thing that you missed, they ended up having to try to even it out. You understand what I'm saying? You watched the game last night, correct?
Yes, I did.
Didn't you see things on both sides of the field that weren't called?
And at the end, like you said, they don't want it to be game-changing or whatever. There was a couple of missed calls or questionable ones that they called, like, bruh.
And I don't know if it's a Dallas Cowboy thing, I'm saying it because that's who I'm representing, and those are the games that I watch through, with laser focus. I'm saying that about my team, but I'm sure you can say how they dogged Steelers.
They dogged us last game, not Thursday night, but our last Sunday game. Yeah, I mean it's that was evident, but everyone always want to say Steelers cheat, so y'all just hating because we got a great organization.
I just look at it like you said that.
What was that? That's
you
money?
went up on the end. You went up on the ends, which means you don't even believe that.
I believe we have a great.
Listen, when you do profiling and people are talking, you can't go up on the end because that sounds like a question. We got a great organization. You got to stand on your toes.
No, we have a great organization.
Period.
Dust Bunny.
He's not going to agree with it.
We'll see you next month.
Congratulations to the Commanders. They did a good job. Tone is not here, but I'm going to say congratulations to them. That game, I didn't even want to look at that game. I don't
think Bill Belichick wanted to look at that game.
No. And I said something to my friend, right? I said, you know what? I said, I know y'all can beat them, but my spirit say it ain't going to be easy as y'all think it is. He's like, oh, damn, for real, blah, blah, blah. I was like, listen.
And then I struggled to win.
Struggled. Should there have been a straight up dub for them? Just Patriots.
And we're talking about the Redskins. And we're talking about the Commanders. So
but I'm saying
it should have been anybody else and looking on paper, yes.
And look at the injuries. Like a lot of their key players for Patriots was injured. So what you think about that, Dust Bunny?
Bill Belichick he's going to have his first losing season in a long time. I can see it. This is a struggle for him. He has a lot of good veterans supposed to be on that team. Offensively, I mean, it's not what it should. Mind you, the evidence of not having Tom Brady on there is one thing, but also the parts that connected to that is not there. I mean, Bill Belichick, he has to try to coach this team, and I feel like, look, the glory years are, you can tell it's going by. It's like it's done. So when you
can't cheat
be
no more, so of course his glory years
yeah,
are gone.
so with the Commanders losing their two ends on defense, and you can't get past that. So, I mean, I feel like the Patriots they're on their last legs. So.
Well, your Ravens, you did a good job. I didn't expect it to be like that, but it
Again,
was like that.
Again, actually, if you saw the numbers, there was a point in the game where they only gave up like 68-9 in the last two home games they've had. Yeah. And we're going to be home for the next 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So, or you can say week and a half, because we got the Sunday and a Thursday against the Bengals. So,
and that might.
So that'll be that. The Bengals mind you, we got the Browns and the Bengals. Mm-hmm. So Ohio's coming, as Chip would say, Ohio.
Yeah.
But
the Ohio.
Yeah. I'm not looking past the Browns. It's the Bengals game that I feel like is the one that's highly interesting, because we said on No Filter, it's like early in the year it was like, what the hell's wrong with the Bengals? Mm-hmm. And now it's like, okay, they're slowly getting back to normal, so to speak. You know, they have for the last 2 years, but the Ravens is this is something different, and especially at home, it is so different, and I don't think the Bengals are ready for it.
Okay, we'll see. Good game over in Germany this weekend. That was a good game.
That game was trash.
We
need to stop. We need to stop going overseas.
You tried it.
It's unless there's an NFL team over in Europe, or bring back NFL Europe. I don't know why we keep going there. It's so totally meaningless.
I think it's a free trip, like. and what they say is that they support us more than we support us. For real, that's what they say. The Raiders, they cleaned house. The Raiders cleaned house.
Bruh, I was like, who is this big dude hugging the coach in the middle of the field? Yeah. Oh, that's the interim head coach. Oh.
They said, listen, before they got out of bed, they cleaned it. Like, before the game, like, how, as a player, I'm asking the two of you, how would you think that affects the players, like, to wake up and realize, like,
at the professional stage, it shouldn't. I'm not saying it doesn't. However, you're a professional and you're getting paid to be out on that field and do the work, regardless of who's on that sideline. I'm not saying that you can't feel nothing, but by the time we get on this sideline and go to work, that it should, because when I play basketball and be at the game where my coach actually got kicked out of a game, mm-hmm. and the assistant has to step in, mm-hmm. I still had to be on the court and do what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't react. Like, after the game, F you, ref, and all that. But, you just had to get in and do your job. And I wasn't getting paid then. These players are getting paid. So I can't saying that they can't feel something. Mm-hmm. They getting paid, and you're a professional. So do your job.
Well, it looks like we got, hey, Britt, some people on Twitch over here. I finally got on. I'm not used to this app, but I'm on here now, and it looks like I'm on Twitch, and I'm between Twitch and YouTube. So if anybody is there and you make yourself known, I'm going to acknowledge you. If not, we're going to keep on rolling, because normalcy will return, and we will be back to our regularly scheduled program in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
If not, I'm going to have to go see HR. I'm going to have to holler at HR. Kevin Garnett. You heard about Kevin Garnett? I'm going to NBA now. You haven't? I know Kevin Garnett is retired, but you haven't heard it? Mm-mm. I need you to speak, sir.
I know.
You know what? I can't. Your computer's in the way. Your monitor's in the way. So I see like half of you. So if you can close that one or turn that one and like help me out. Help me out. Help me out. Okay, Kevin Garnett is one of the best players in the history of the NBA. The 47-year-old retired from the league in 2016, and he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Despite being out of the NBA for so long, Garnett has reportedly been paid $5 million per year by the Boston Celtics.
Since he's retired?
Yes.
Okay.
Guess why?
Why?
According to NBC Sports, who cited Steve Ashburner in 2011, Garnett had a deal set up with the Celtics where some of his salary would be deferred, and he would be paid $35 million over 7 years following his retirement, which was in 2016. Kevin Garnett, you
the GOAT.
You the GOAT.
And he followed, what's the dude that still gets paid from in baseball?
Bobby Bonilla.
Yes,
Bobby Bonilla. Yes.
Not bad.
Bruh.
Bobby Bonilla still getting paid.
Exactly.
He's got like another decade.
Exactly.
You know who designed their rap contract like that? Roxanne Shante designed that, and Special Ed. I was looking at Special Ed on train. Look, if you get in here and you do these special things to your contract, I guess this thing could be.
Listen, they said they would never do another Master P contract because how he flipped it. Now that this one is getting out there.
Tell them what it is. Why, since you're speaking on it, you got to say.
Well, Master P was one of the first ones in the rap game that when he made his contract, owned his masters, owned everything outright. So he can do whatever he wants with his stuff, but that was not the norm for all the rappers that came out. And for real, Master P was one of, I won't say one of the originals, but he was one of the originals from coming out of Louisiana and coming out as owning, having their own rap label, their own label. They didn't have to go under, he didn't do the major label stuff that he, everybody else did. And he brought it up, but ain't the label that he was under was a major label, but you didn't know that. He started his own stuff and didn't have to.
Well, if you follow him, he was out the trunk of his car.
Yeah, all of that.
Was in grandma in them basement. Like now, people say now, getting out the mud. He really did.
Yeah. And that's why I said a lot of they're not giving those deals out ever. They honestly thought he was going to fall on his face, and they was might got a good hit song or something to bring other artists to them, but he did it. So I can understand like the Bobby Bonillas and Kevin Garnett's like note to these Roxanne Shantae's note to this younger generation, to our generation now, when you got to renegotiate your contracts.
But the younger generation ain't having contracts. These people is going on YouTube. They financing their own thing. They're getting streams. They getting these shows, whatever. Like this is the easiest.
Right, but you're going to get endorsements. Set that stuff up because you're not going to be hot for the rest of your whole life.
You can't tell them that.
Oh, my bad.
You can't tell them that. And not realizing what we talked about last week about the ageism, how you get aged out of these things.
Yes.
But if this is what I did for my whole life, you can get the fuck on. If I did sports my whole life, that's what I'm doing. And you're supposed to set it up. So hopefully somebody's listening and that little tidbit of information can help them. Speaking of NBA, we got the Lakers and Scottie Pippen. They decided to cut him this week. I mean, his son. I'm sorry. They started to cut Scottie Pippen Jr.
Okay.
And it's been suggested that it's because of his mother. Scottie Jr. is the son of 6-time NBA champion Scottie Pippen and his ex-wife Larsa. Larsa, cool it. You got, girl, put some ice in your pants. Larsa is often in the news because of a relationship with Marcus Jordan, the son of Michael Jordan, who's, of course, teammates with Scottie on the Chicago Bulls. The relationship has caused friction between the two icons, and they are no longer believed to be speaking. So, LA Lakers have said, you know what? We love him more than we love y'all. It's not worth it. As a mother, I'm not screwing your friends. I'm not,
and I'm not cutting that bag off for my son. Like, you always want your kids to do better, and for real, I get you got a life, sweetheart. Come on. Something needs to be kept in private.
She's grown.
But you
Larsa.
messing up
So,
your
what the-
son's bag.
You're
Messing up your son's bag.
I don't
it's
care.
an issue.
No. See, that's the thing. When the professional side is is pretty much interfering with the personal side. The way I see it is, it's like, yeah. Think about this. Why does the NBA care about his mom's relationship? Like,
Because-
seriously.
No, listen. The same reason why Dunkin' Donuts and Chick-fil-A will separate from your behind, they will separate from you when you are affecting the bottom line. There's no way. I don't understand. One, I don't understand professionally why you would be so out loud with these relationships, right? Which is gonna you are who you are because your son, because of your husband and your son.
That's natural.
Relevancy.
Yeah,
Relevancy.
but mind you, and she was on, I think, one of the Housewives shows or whatever, or one of Love and Basketball, whatever.
Yeah. She
So,
loosely.
but the thing here is like it's your life. You're a grown woman. You can do what the fuck you want. I have no connect. The only connection I have to my son's whatever life is she birthed him, and that was it.
You are wild as shit. If your mama and your daddy was gallivanting around here and they was fucking these young rappers, I don't know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. This is just trying to give a parallel to it. And every time you go to work, you reading about your mama fucking Young Gunna, fucking YG. Come on. Where's the respect for your child? Where's the respect for yourself? You can do you. You can do you. But I think when you make it public, your son got fired.
Your son got fired. That's an issue.
And you can't get another job? Why does it have
No,
to?
because
why? Okay, again.
But it's because of
NBA
you.
is
No,
the
because
hold
no.
on. The NBA is the National Basketball Association, which means there's an affiliation and association with the next team that's also underneath the National Basketball Association. He very well may be done here. If they done, I don't know what they did, but if the scuttlebutt and if the damage of what you're doing publicly is enough, they don't want that over there either because it's the distraction.
Okay, this again. This is where I think the NBA is stupid. Okay. You are trying to connect whatever is going on in Scottie Pippen Jr.'s family life, and it is you feel like it's like, oh, that is a distraction of his gameplay, and it's like it shouldn't be. If you, like you said earlier, you need to be professional. It's what's go off that court has to affect his money. It shouldn't have. The NBA messed that up, or the team that disassociating messed that up because of the fact it's like you are connecting two dots that don't need to be connected.
You're wild. I disagree. I wildly disagree with you.
All right, I'll give you a perfect example.
I was getting ready to give you the same example you finna give me, but go ahead.
Okay, so in your job, if you have a wild romance, whatever, with whoever in your office, okay.
It's all women, so that's dead already.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yada, yada, yada.
Damn, why you always do that when I be taking this?
Okay, so if, let's say, London, your girl London, has a huge gig at whatever con she's going to. Ready at the biggest gig in the world, San Diego's International Comic Con.
Absolutely.
And if for some odd reason your wild romance get on the internet and all that stuff, and then for somehow it ruins her situation of getting that gig because of your wild, in this case, now epic lesbian romance, how does that one coordinate with the other? That doesn't make sense.
Okay. One, that will never happen. Reason being, I respect London. I respect what she went through to get there. I would never want to overshadow. And there's a 50-50 chance that my gallivanting and my wild lesbian relationship could overshadow that. Here's what I want to ask you, and I want you to be honest. And you probably will not be because you want to win this argument. But say, for instance, Taylor Swift. If that got bigger than anything the Chiefs had done, it started interfering in how the Chiefs operate and how all that stuff. What would you think was supposed to happen?
She can't come to no more games.
Do you think the NFL will hesitate to let that happen?
Wait, say that again. So you're saying
If Taylor Swift came,
uh,
which she did, and everybody started like it. The fact that it's positive and they got a lot more people coming because she's there. They got some Swifties in the the ticket sales are up, the viewers are up. But say for instance, something terrible happens because she's there. Now,
like what?
I just.
Some major accident, some
No, they
fight?
They storm
more,
the box, or
it
they start.
becomes
Hold on, they storm the box,
Okay.
or because most of those Swifties are not really NFL fans,
Right.
and they are playing the Ravens, and all of a sudden the Ravens win, and now everybody jumping off. The Swifties is acting a fucking fool. They they throwing oranges on the field and all that. How long do you think that will happen before the Ravens?
One, the NFL has, every NFL stadium has high security. So that's not going to happen.
Shit.
Taylor
been to
Swift-
Philly?
Way more Swifties.
Yeah,
Right,
but
you've been to Philly?
Secondly,
Right.
Mind you, with the current state of the Swiftie universe and how it is infested the NFL games.
Yeah, infested is correct.
It's infested. I feel that the NFL they're loving it because of the fact of that nature, because they are claiming they see it as a business opportunity to grow their fan base, because that's all they see. So if for whatever reason Taylor and what's
It's
his
gonna
name?
happen.
They'll
She don't
break
keep
up.
a man.
If they break up,
Yes.
mind you, it's.
God forbid it ain't his fault that they
Yeah,
break
it's
up.
not going to be his fault. I mean, mind you, it's like when Jessica Simpson was dating Tony Romo. I mean, did that ruin anything? Did that really affect, everyone was trying to blame Jessica for all the losses and all that stuff. Really, who was at fault then?
Can't ask me. You gotta ask somebody else. Like,
Really?
Yes, because in my brain, that's different anyway. That's different.
How's that different?
Like, because that wasn't disrupting. They didn't fucking play her song in the stadiums when they didn't do that shit. And guess what? Other people now, because y'all doing so much about it, when y'all lose, they playing Taylor Swift stuff. Like, it's becoming a distraction. The same way that you said in that very seat, you said about what's his Deion Sanders. Oh, it's a distraction. There's just too much going on. Blah 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 blah. You said that in that very seat. Do you still stand by that?
But I also remember stating, in fact, the media's made it more so than it should
And
have.
so has the media done with Taylor Swift.
Again,
I don't want to fucking see her after every fucking good play.
That's an NFL stupidity. So again,
damn.
but going back to the topic in hand, I still believe that my personal life should not affect my offspring's personal life, professionally or personally, because of the fact is like I'm living my life. Yes, if I'm a public figure, if I'm doing whatever, it's like we are two different people. Mm-hmm. The unfortunate thing is the NBA made this thing connect. Like I said, connected us that didn't need to be connected. He's playing on a team that he's doing his best on, and you trying to say, oh, your mom's relationship with Jordan's kid is hurting us. You need to get out of here. That is bullshit. That actually, I'm surprised he hasn't started suing, because that makes no sense.
I'm devastated by your stance. I am.
Why?
I'm going to
Go
tell
ahead.
you why. Because this is where I believe you when you always saying, "Oh, we need to evolve. Things change." Listen, respect begets respect. You came along from your grandfather and your dad and whatever. You have to care. You have to care how things look. When I was growing up, my father told me, and I say this to you often, my reputation is not mine to ruin. I ruined their reputation. Mm-hmm. And for real, the mother, honestly, your hot pants. It's not that serious. You can take your cute little tail and go be hot pants elsewhere. But you see from dating all these figures, and you do that because it's an attention thing that's going on. You know you can't date Marcus Jordan and not have somebody. You can't do that. But when these are your son's cohorts, you gotta care. And you're right though.
She can date him. This should have to be
Public.
So every move they make got to be so public. Because for real,
that's again,
Bruh,
that's paparazzi bullshit.
my relationship.
You're dating Marcus
Isn't-
Jordan for publicity.
Yes.
You're not doing it because you
Is
have
it?
nothing.
I mean, we don't know. Look, again, based off of whatever the paparazzi's putting out there, we don't know if they're fully in love or not. Okay, as far as
if
I
you
know,
was a betting man, they fully in love.
I don't care.
Yes or no?
Probably not.
Exactly. Thank you.
Exactly.
Continue.
Okay, so but again, the whole point is this. It's the NBA, whatever team he's on, Scottie Pippen Jr.'s team is on. They should not care about this.
He ain't on no team now. Thanks.
Well, again, they
Okay,
shouldn't.
thanks.
And like I said, I'm going to say it again. He should sue. Because it's like, you let this guy, you let me go over whatever's going on with my mom's personal life.
No.
That has no connection to what I'm
That's
playing.
not why they let him go, but that's probably the reason.
Unless
that
he's
was,
really bad, unless these numbers ain't doing any whatever.
Damage
you know,
control.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
and it's only like the first 2 weeks of the season.
If you're an LA Laker and the first thing that you think of when you see me in my purple and gold is Scotty mother and Michael Jordan's son, there's a problem.
Who? For who? You?
There's a no
As
for
a-
the
as the-
organization.
yes.
There's a problem.
No,
For the
again,
brand.
No. That again. I'm gonna say it one more time. Scottie Pippen Jr. should sue. I'm sorry, because it's like those are two entities that pretty much should not coexist. Even though it's happening, but your folk is like, church and state. That's it. It's like that. What's going on out there should not affect what's going on in here. And somehow you guys pulled that in here for no reason. And it pretty much the way I see it is like it's their excuse to let him go.
No, because that's the nature of the beast. You're in that arena and you're supposed to know that going through the door. Going through the door, you know that anything that you do as Scottie Pippen's ex, a.k.a. your son's in the NBA, a.k.a. your son's friends are in the NBA. These people are figures. They're public figures. And, of course, you should know that anything that you do with a public figure, across from one, adjacent to, upstairs, downstairs, around these people is going to garner attention. And when it becomes more attention than my son who's actively playing in the sport and he gets let go because of that, your mama hood should kick in.
Okay.
Close your legs, sis. It's not that serious.
Okay.
You can love your man, but don't.
Okay.
Your son ain't got no job.
I'm gonna throw a huge monkey wrench, or better yet, I'm gonna throw a mamba in this. The late great, I'm gonna say great for one time,
Okay.
Kobe Bryant,
Yes. That's my
got
husband.
called out on his affair.
Yes.
What did the Lakers do?
You know what they did.
Tell the world.
I don't want to talk.
No, because this is whole relevancy. Because there's a difference between something that he did personally.
That's not relevant.
Yes, it is.
That's
Because-
not. No.
Let me say this.
You're right.
He comes in, his own personal stuff. He brought in the baggage. He did. That what made everything, weird for a while in Laker world.
Who he fucked got nothing to do with how
Thank you.
No, who? No. Here's the point.
Mm-hmm.
He did it. And someone else. And he was the biggest basketball player ever. So, of course, that wasn't even about, it was about ruining him in a sense, but it was about outing the big bitch. It was about letting people know that haters know that he cheats on his wife. And just trying to break down that he's not perfect.
Okay.
That there was something behind that. And whatever we're talking about happened. It happened to him, but guess what? His organization got behind him. That shit went away.
Okay. So, yeah, it went away for him. It made everything nice for him. Now, we get back to Scottie Pippen Jr. He didn't bring that shit in. It was out there. It could have stayed out there. The NBA or the team that he's on or was on brought that in there. Not him. You just, if this is your, like I said, if this is your excuse to let me go because whatever my mama's doing is bullshit. And I'm going to say it again, he should sue.
He still has to have to have a come to Jesus moment with his mama.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he should. Let me holler at you, Ma. And I will bring my contract out. And I will tell you how much your gallivanting has caused me. And the mother should understand if she respects him. And clearly, I don't know her. I can come up with my own ideas about her based upon what Scottie Pippen reported, based upon how she carried him, based upon how she uses her body to do what she's doing, and everybody knows about it. But back to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was his own person, and guess what? It probably wasn't right for them to bring it in, but they did. But at the end of the day, it wasn't Kobe Bryant's daddy. It wasn't his mama who had that happen.
You just pretty much gave my point. It's like it's not Kobe brought that stuff in, and mind you, it didn't ruin him.
So that's
and
two different things.
In addition to the fact that he's a big star, so pretty much the Lakers say, "Look, dude, handle your personal business." But since Scottie Pippen Jr. is not a big star, they can literally kick him out because whatever's going on outside of the court that had nothing to do with him, nothing. He is not involved. He feels like whatever is going on outside that door is their business. I'm focused on my game. Now, again, I'm gonna say it for the 1 millionth time. Sue, Scotty, sue.
You might be correct on that, but morally and ethically.
There is no moral clause in that contract.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
no, I'm not. I'm saying the contract, whatever that contract he signed.
Morally and ethically, your mother should not be your downfall. She should not be. And I'm saying that to say you may be right in what you're saying that she is not right. And maybe it's not right, but morally and ethically, your events, episodes should not interfere in my job. I'm gonna tell you something. You work for Metro. You work for Metro, and you go out here and you do some shit in the street, and your video go viral. You won't be working there, and you're not even at work. Beltway Radio, I can tell you this right now. Whatever happened while we were in Facebook jail, that came back and bit a person. You know what I'm saying? Like you do have to have a professional courtesy. You have to have that because it ain't just you that this shit affects. And then I'm gonna let you have your point. I'm gonna leave my point at my point. And I don't know. I guess her point. I heard it. Just come on. You know you sound like to me, Flavor Flav when he sang the.
I do not sound like Flavor Flav. No way.
Who endorsed and asked and actually had Flavor Flav sing the national anthem?
Nobody endorsed them. Flavor Flav paid them. He paid them
to sing the.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, which was worse, him or Fergie?
Fergie, who's a trained singer. Yeah. Fergie, she fell off. I think Roseanne Barr was the worst in history because she didn't care. But I'm going to say something about Flavor Flav, right? He can't sing, but he did not make a mockery of it. He tried. Whatever his little melodic.
So he actually really tried to say. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think that whatever his little melodic.
It started off okay. It started, but then when he hit those notes, it's like ooh.
No, that's what I'm saying. His
but he actually tried. He didn't make a mockery out of it like Roseanne.
No, he did not.
Yeah, okay. But so he didn't disrespect it. He just tried and didn't have.
He just went to his capabilities edge and pushed it a little bit.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
He tried. Okay, ridiculous but true news. Sarah Hodgson returned from a vacation last month to find a house belonging to her family had been demolished by accident. Fox 5 Atlanta.
Wow.
Personal items litter the ruins of the Southwest Atlanta's house, which can be my ink went out a little bit, which has been boarded up for 15 years, but was currently they about to come up, but was currently up and current on all their property taxes, and somebody came around and mistakenly just demolished their house. Thank you. Here's how you spell my last name.
Right.
G
E.
Yes. Write the check out.
RIC. It's Erica with the C, not a K.
Yeah. Write the check. Would you be mad? I'm
gonna be mad. I might be upset because for real, if it had stuff in it, it might have just been my storage, my heirlooms, my whatever from my family members. So emotionally, you're going to have to pay me just a little bit more, especially if everything was current. And I ain't have no citations and no nothing on my house just because y'all thought it was abandoned and whatever.
15 years.
It doesn't matter. It's still my house.
Yes.
Everything on it is current. And I'm current with the city. I ain't got no citations. I ain't got nothing. I might keep the grass cut. I got somebody coming up, but just because, pay me.
Okay.
Pay me. ERICA.
What you think?
I know a good lawyer that can handle this situation. So if you need a lawyer, Scottie Pippen Jr., yes, you need a good lawyer. This is the guy for you.
He'll get you off.
Yes.
Okay, here's some good news, y'all. Depends on who you are and where you live and what's your federal prison status. Alabama is seeking to become the first state to execute a prisoner by making him breathe pure nitrogen. The Alabama's Attorney General's office on Friday asked the state Supreme Court to get an execution date for death row Kenneth Eugene Smith on age 58 to breathe pure nitrogen. Oh my God! Can you imagine?
I thought that if we had the death penalty, it was supposed to be
Painless
and humane and
that's inhumane.
that is inhumane.
You might as well choke you, for more than later for
wow.
that. Choke you for more than 5 seconds, and not for pleasure. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. If you're planning a trip to Europe, it may not be as simple as just booking a flight and hotel stay. Beginning in January 2024, Americans will have to get travel authorization to enter 30 countries, marking the end of the visa-free travel in Europe for U.S. citizens. They ain't fucking with us no more.
Man, that's on Get Back, though.
I mean, okay. The travel authorization fee is only $8. Parents and legal guardians who need to get a travel authorization for minors can apply for them on their behalf. How y'all feel about that?
I think it's on a Get Back. Like, who from our country is going to Europe to escape anything? Like droves of people.
No, droves of people go to Europe.
But to stay?
No, they're saying to visit.
To visit. But
to visit.
The reason America has the travel visas and all that is because people will come on them and stay beyond. You know how you...
That's what I'm saying. So why do you think that you saying it's a Get Back? What's your...
Because we have all the restrictions on our side and they don't, and they think, it's a breakdown of America. You're not the top anymore. And we're coming for you just a little bit more. Like, I'm not mad at that because it protects all the way around from on both sides. And I always thought that other countries had that. It wasn't until I started traveling and looking at international, I was like, okay, so I know if a Jamaican or Trinidad people, they want to come over, they have to have a travel visa. I was like, do I need one when I go there? And they said no.
But you're feeling like
they're
on Get Back. Like how?
They're on Get Back just because we have it, and we make them go through more hoops coming to us than they do for us going there.
How long Europe has been Europe?
Right, but
I'm just asking. No, me. I'm just asking. I'm trying. I want the math because
I do have a question of the fee, because is it America getting the fee or is it them getting that fee?
That's what I was going to say. It's them getting it. It's the $8. But what I want to say is this: I disagree with with your opinion about it being Get Back. I just think that they don't fuck with us no more. And honestly, they want severe documentation. You want to come here? You want to come here? Look at us on the news. Look at everything that's going on. Like, I think that we're a risk to them, and they letting you know, like, we don't fuck with y'all like that. In my opinion.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely, I agree with that. They don't fuck with us. That's what I said. But then on Get Back,
what you think, Dust Bunny?
Yeah, I believe it's Europe is trying to protect itself, and I do also agree. I think that I want to say it's strained, but I think the relationship is kind of getting very, very murky. With a lot of mind you, I've had. I think the last time I went overseas, it was a long time ago. I really didn't need a visa to go to England. Other countries on the opposite side, I did, but for England, no. But now to me, I don't mind it. It mind you, it'll be a process. Especially if you have those last minute, changes to your schedule. Say, oh, I need a flight out of here within 24 hours. It's like, well, do you have your visa? And it's like, well, no. And it'll be a minor hiccup. You have to go to the embassy or whatever to get it stamped and all that stuff. But it'll be a process. But I think a lot of people need to, understand those new rules and just follow by it. Just,
I mean, it's no thing.
Just pre-plan. The thing is about pre-planning. Mind you, you figure it's like you can just get up and go, to any country you want to. It's like, no, you have to pre-plan and understand, some of the rules. A lot of the countries I do want to go, I do look up and say, hey, do I need a visa? Or not? And if I do, it's like, okay, cool. Well, within month's time before I leave, or at least a good month, before I leave, at least try to get those visa plans, because sometimes getting a visa can take a while because they got a lot of people to process. So,
I feel like we just bad kids that don't nobody want. Like we just America, we don't know how to act. A lot of people are putting us in timeout. Like it just y'all bad as hell. Like just stay on over there. Another thing I'm gonna say, I'm probably stand alone when I say this, is that I am not itching to go nowhere. Like I'm probably one of the people who do not want to travel right now. I'm gonna tell you, I don't live in fear, but I feel like this is true. Every single time I've had the wild hair or an inclination to want to go somewhere, a tsunami has come through, some type of natural disaster. Just look what's going on right now. Like for real, people don't bang with us. They don't bang with us. I have an instance that I wanted to. I've been wanting to report this, but America is falling off of the y'all like that status. We're no longer the top of the food chain, and with the interest of being freer than everyone, and being we're not that. We're not that.
Well, I think due to the fact of these things. One, of course, the attitude. And especially after, or even during the Trump era, that attitude just kicked in like stinked up sauerkraut, and then in the end, then you have a lot of people who, again, a lot of influencers are based out of America, so them investing to a lot of European nations, and especially the more conventional places. They pretty much, a lot of the locals are kind of like pissed off about it. And in addition, let's say a normal vacationer, they're kind of like, they're getting upset because of the fact is like, why are you taking influencing, in a place that I enjoy going to, or trying to enjoy, but you're making it look like it's something that it's not. And it's ridiculous. So it's best to just go and enjoy it and experience. My thing is like I like to go to a country. Like let me give a perfect example was I was in Thailand many years ago, and visiting my mom, and I didn't want to leave. After the first week, I was just like, I don't want to leave here. It's nice, it's fun, it's interesting, and even though it's a small country, but there was still more to see and things of that nature. And that's what the whole experience of traveling, and especially traveling overseas, should be. It's just like you want to say to yourself, it's like, do you really want to leave? But you got people now, especially Americans, who treat it like it's their freaking home and trash it half the time. And it's just like, no, this is like, oh, look at what I'm doing, and taking weird pictures. And it's like, no, enjoy the experience. Let your eyes see and embrace the experience that you're living in, instead of treating it like another Instagram photo, or in this case, Threads or whatever.
That's what our existence has come to. And remember me saying that America, everybody ain't banging with us like that. The Malaysian Prime Minister said that there is no reason to continue to depend on the American dollar. Saudi Arabia partners with China to build an oil refinery for $12 billion. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are developing a new currency
Yep, I remember
The Chinese yen surpasses the euro to become Brazilian's second. Largest reserve currency is Saudi Arabia, Russia, UAE, that's the United something in Emirates, right? United Arabic Emirates, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, and Algeria to cut oil production to the end of 23. So they don't even want our money.
Good. We don't want their oil.
Are you kidding me?
No, America should have gone off that oil, nipple tit for a long, long time.
What word did you use?
Right. All right, now, because we're going to get banned on.
I've heard London say far worse on her things. So shout out to Black Crystal Cosplay.
No, you have not. She's a saint.
Shoot, not on My Hero when she plays that. She's a beast on that game. Anyway, America needs to get off of that Middle Eastern stuff. And it's like, look, I don't know why you mentioned Russia. The ruble's pretty trash anyway. This has been trash for years. So, and like I said, we've been needing to get off the Middle Eastern oil train for a long time. And hopefully, if this is the beginning stage of it, great.
Okay. Speaking of what we need to do, there is the water cooler talk is people are mad. They're mad because we're sending billions of dollars over to Israel, and yet will not forgive our student loans.
I've seen that.
How do you feel? Can y'all respect that or understand that?
Listen, I'm all about humanitarian and supporting, and I get that, whatever that political shit is. However, we are struggling here at home. You can't help outside home if you don't, you know what I'm saying, the outside world, if you can't take care of home, because that's going to be our downfall. I get it, but billions
It's going to be our downfall. Going to be?
Going to be.
It's not already?
I mean, I still had a little hope. I'm sorry. But yes, like I get it. And for all my Palestinians and the Israels and anybody, I get it. However, that much we're already giving you military weapons. We're already giving this much, but then on top of that, you're giving billions, bruh. That billions you're giving them could end homelessness here.
I was gonna say, if you could think of one or two things that we could use those billions
it
for.
It can take away them billions can take away everybody's. I don't even have college debt from being in school, but all these people out here who are still in their 40s paying off their college loans, come on now.
So are you saying, because I don't want to speak for you, are you saying that we shouldn't send any money?
Now, we can send, but take care of home first. Or at least let's do it all together. Take care of home. I've always said that. I have helped somebody when I was still struggling, and that's a blessing. So yes, let's help bless somebody else, even though we're struggling. But still, I had to take care of home before I could help them. So I had to make sure I was right and in a position where what I give isn't going to hurt me.
Can you outline in your mind what taking care of home looks like? Because some people can think. Can have a different idea or view of taking care of home and what.
Have we rebuilt Hawaii after the fires? Has any of that money came back into anywhere here that's had just a natural disaster?
I think Oprah and them got that on lock. I think Oprah.
I'm not worried about Hawaii, but still, New Orleans, after all these years after Katrina, still got neighborhoods still.
Don't get me started.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so Flint ain't got no clean water.
Flint ain't got no clean water, and it's been how many years now? Like
9.
That's what I'm saying. It's been too long, but you're gonna send money over there to help them. I get it. Yes, you can help them, but can we do home first?
Can we do home too? Also, in addition to. Okay. Go ahead.
State and federal are two different things. If Louisiana as a state can't fix itself,
they have to borrow.
They have to borrow.
Yes.
If Michigan can't fix itself, they have to borrow.
Pause real quick. Mm-hmm. Michigan was awarded. It was awarded $98 million.
Yeah, they were.
Listen,
okay,
not Flint, Michigan.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about that dog shit another day.
But no, what I'm saying is
I understand. That's one thing.
the thing is, it's just like everyone keeps thinking that the federal government in Washington D.C. has to pay for every other state in its nation. It kind of does, but that's why you have representatives and senators to go there and say, hey, we need money for this, and this.
I get that, but
Speaking of which, please go and vote tomorrow in Virginia.
Yes. So where it goes is it's like everyone keeps forgetting that it's highly important to have proper representation on all levels of government.
Yeah.
So if your local government, meaning the people in Flint, whatever council member in Flint is not
Eric
pushing,
Mays.
not pushing to get those pipes cleared out and fixed up and all that stuff. How's it going to get to their state officials? How's it going to get pushed up into the federal officials? So that way the senator and Congress and whatever representative in Michigan can say, hey, we need money for Michigan, so I can give that money down to Flint, so that way you can fix those damn pipes.
That's so cute that you just gave us the chain. That's so cute. You gave us how it works,
But
right? We're enter corruption.
Okay.
Enter corruption.
Right.
Then what? Then fuck all that.
But the thing, this is where I'm going to.
Okay.
So, mind you, with the way the structure is, we've been, I would say, babying Israel since after World War II because of the fact of what Germany did to them.
Yeah.
Mainly just to the Jewish community within Germany and Europe itself.
they ain't babying my black
Well,
ass. They did to me and my ancestors.
Yes. So, but again, this is where the thing, whatever connection they had with them, I even said this to Chip, after Chip Chat, which is on Thursdays at 9:30.
Right.
I literally said, it's like, there's a point in time where you feel like Israel's not a baby anymore. They're not the we feel sorry for him. And I gave a sort of like a superhero relevance of stating, like, at some point in time, you can be praised as a hero for so long. At some point in time, you'll be ending up being a villain. And I feel like what is going on now, they're becoming a villain. And I just think that we're supporting a cause that I think, one, has nothing to do with us, had no association to do with us, to the point where it's like, why are we involved? So, yes, I do agree we shouldn't be giving a lot of money or even any type of support.
You said any?
No, I would say give medical aid to both parties.
Yes.
That's about it. Yeah. Anything else after that, no. Because I just think it's like you're supporting something that we have no idea it's been going on for eons. And it's like, and we've tried. One of my favorite presidents, Jimmy Carter, tried to solve this. Yeah. And it's like, he did a little good here and there, but once Reagan showed up, it's like it fell apart. So
intercorruption.
Yeah. So really, it's the way I see it is the fact is like if it was me, if I was president, it's like, look, give them aid, give them medical supplies, give them food. That's it. Nothing else.
I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna be a knife in the neck, and I gotta be real careful how I word it. But as a Black American, as an African American, as a Black woman, I feel like, and being on this earth as many years I've been here, and walking around and interacting with different ages and races and people of different nations, I feel like we are always tasked, TASKED, with caring about everybody, caring about the plight of and I got to be careful because I don't really want Chip to be in trouble again. I got to be careful, but nobody cares about us like that. Like the same people that we caring about got us in a chokehold everywhere. Like you can't even mention them, or you will be unalive. Like if you understand what I'm saying? Like,
well, again, we had the money. I mean, we're a superpower. Or back,
Word.
let's say if you go back in the
Word.
80s,
Word.
back in the 80s, my dad, he always complained the fact is like he didn't like America being the world's police. And I felt
The funny thing is, everybody says that about America, but then when something happens, they're
They
like,
call it something.
they're like, where's America at? Why haven't they stepped
because
in?
again, because we have the biggest military, we have the highest funds, we are what we are, but that was thanks to Reaganomics and all that bullshit. Now it's like you have to realize it's like America has dwindled. I mean, we're becoming like, you know, let's put it
Not
in
to
sports
not to
terms,
the whole
in sports
world, though.
terms, we'll put it like this: we're like since it's in the NBA season, we're kind of like we were like the Lakers back in the '80s. We had all those titles, you know, Showtime and all that stuff. But getting back to, let's say, the modern era, especially after that bubble win, we kind of been like this, plateaued. We're just like everybody else. Even though we'll have some superstars here and there, trickle down here and there, we'll still be quote unquote relevant. But then again, at the same time, it's like we're not what we used to be. And same can be said about Russia. Even though Putin's trying to get back to the days of the Soviet Union, and that's not happening.
He really is.
But honestly, it's like people like has that mentality. Unfortunately, hasn't realized the fact. It's like, no, we're just like everybody else, except maybe for China, who kind of realized the fact is like they've been playing the slow game for a very, very long time, and no one was too late to realize that they were doing that. So, in all honesty, it's like, look, yeah, we still looked at it, say, hey, talk to America for funds and stuff like that. Yeah, because we'll still have it. You know, we still got you. But at the same time, they do. A lot of people, a lot of other nations realize the fact is like America ain't got it like that anymore. So you can go back to even before, better yet, before colonization. England was the same way. You can look at them and saying it's like everyone was looking at England like that. And then once things got spread around and they got their ass handed to them by the Americans twice, they felt like, we ain't looking like England no more. It's just like, we'll talk to them, you know, they'll help out, but we don't look at them like that anymore. And look where they are now. Everyone looks at them like this. England's looking at us to help them out half the time.
Oh, now you want to fuck with me?
Yes.
But, you know, if people
Back
was to
then, they
understand
didn't
how
want
we
me.
messed around and how we have to get this money, like this stuff, where we get all this money, to have all this money, the people who don't live here, who are not citizens here, will never understand that. That's why we got so many feelings about it. So many, because other than that, why would we care? Send it to whoever you want to send it to. It's not going to affect me, but it does at every turn. You look at everything. You don't get the quality for nothing that you used to get. You don't get the quantity nor the quality. Everybody is, and the scamming is real, and the importation of all this fake ass shit. Like we just, all right. What would you do? Let's go with what you do. What would you do if your spouse says that their ex, the parent of her kids, have fallen ill and needs around the clock care and wants to bring them into your home? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I
I'm
had.
asking,
listen,
like, you got so much air in there. Can you hear me?
Woo! It just ran through my brain. Okay, one, my kids can come. Two, it would depend on.
Let me ask you the question again, because you got all these other things. Your spouse says that their ex, the parent of their kids, have fallen ill and needs around the clock care and wants to bring them to your home. Yes or no? He fallen ill. He needs around the clock care. He's the father of their kids. Yes or no?
Maybe.
That's Bunny. Yes or no?
Okay, so I've fallen ill.
No.
No, not
No,
you.
not
Your
me.
spouse
My spouse. Okay, my spouse
says
said
that their ex,
their ex.
the parent of their children,
Okay.
has fallen ill and needs around the clock care. Can't walk, can't talk, can't feed themselves.
Okay.
And because you're married to a woman, wants to bring them into your home.
Her ex.
Her ex. Yes.
We're married.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to give her a moment of Spockism and say, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And live long and prosper, because that's what I'm going to tell the dude. Is like, dude, no, you're not coming here.
Really? Why? Is there insecurity for you, or is it depression? What is it based on? What is it based on? Your no.
We're married.
Okay.
That's her ex.
Who has fallen ill, who can't walk, talk, or eat.
Where his family?
And that's what I'm saying. Where's his family? Does he have a girlfriend, or a boyfriend, depending on the situation? And yes, it's like, if you're just friends, and it's like, I understand, but no, I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. The man needs a nursing home, for God's sake.
I was going to say that, like, he can come. There's limitations on this. Mm-hmm. For him, you're talking about immediately because shit has hit the fan. And
shit has hit the fan.
Okay,
and
immediately,
and
I am not heartless.
And a lot of times when shit hits the fan and this scenario comes up, there must be no other choice. Like, you ain't gonna be his first choice,
right? No, and that's what I said. Like, if this is the shit hits the fan and shit immediately, I am not heartless. I don't want to see nobody out on the streets. I don't even care if we have a good or a bad relationship with. I don't want to see nobody down, especially if I loved you at one point, still love you. I could hate you. I don't even hate you, but I moved on. However, I don't want to see nobody be down and bad. I got you, but we making plans. And for real, I'm gonna be sucking a lot of dick because I'm gonna have to make it up to my husband. I'm gonna be doing a whole lot to just say, baby, like, give me a week. Let me get him straightened out the way, because for real, I'm probably doing it for my kids. I'm not doing it for me.
That is the point.
And it's for my kids.
Okay, so she has kids with this ex.
Yes.
Okay, still no. No.
Wait, you clarified and did something?
No.
You
because
clarified and
again,
still saying no.
No, as much as you are telling me that, he's the father of my kids, blah, 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 all that stuff, it's like, still no. Because it's like, if you've moved on, full well he's moved on. Unless for whatever reason his partner is not in the picture anymore and whatever, and can't provide medical attention, at that point in time, no. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean, but to realize it's like, you married me based off of the vows that we said to God and God knows how many people are others. And for you to step out, providing my needs, you're providing someone else's needs. And especially when it comes to sickness.
What is that? Where's that coming from? Like, I get the look of it. I get I get the visual. Like, it from curbside, it looks like, oh, you got your ex in the house with you. But if this is not underhanded, it's not malicious. The man really, this it. And your wife is willing to get her spot in heaven, and she just trying to get there. Like, she generally, you love your wife and you know her. She generally is like, look, I would not even ask you, but I'm in a position where I can do this.
Here's my thing. I'm going to say it again. Unless she's a certified registered nurse, unless she's a doctor, hell no. Because it's like, look, this person who needs round-the-clock care, and you're going to literally freeze your world of taking care of not just me and your kids and probably whatever extra kids that we may have to help this guy out.
Do you think that it's an either-or thing? Like, she can't take care of all y'all? Because mothers do that.
Well, let's add another thing to it. What if she has a job? What if she has a full-time job to deal with? And she's going to literally stop her job to take care of this dude?
Okay, you digging yourself in a hole that you're not going to be able to get out of. I'm going to tell you this, because what if it's your mama?
That's my mom.
No. What if it's your mama who has a job and has these kids, needs around-the-clock care? That's going to be your same idea? It's going to be your same reason?
Okay, my mom, you're saying my mom being fallen ill?
Yes.
That's my mom. And I had my family taking care of my grandparents before.
But
here's there's a difference.
Oh
A full difference. Okay? When it comes to immediate family, there's a full difference. That's not immediate family. I have no connection to this man except the woman I'm fucking now. And that's it.
Y'all ain't fucking. After y'all married, y'all ain't fucking no more. Let's be clear. Because she even entertaining the shit. Because guess what?
Okay.
Ain't nothing going on at the house.
Okay, but
I'm saying
still,
that's just jokes. But I'm saying it to say that's coming from somewhere with you. That ain't coming from. That's not coming from. This could be you later. That's coming from an ego standpoint.
It's not an ego.
It has to be.
How could it be an ego when the realistic factor?
Because you're giving me example. That's my mom. And this is not like. It's a person.
It's a person. It's a human. Like
it's a person. I get it, and that person needs proper medical attention.
Right now, if this is going to be an ongoing, now if it's ongoing, and you're right, it doesn't have to deal with this house. But my kids are in this. It's ongoing. I don't expect my husband to support me to say he's going to be here till he dies. I expect my husband to support me in saying, I understand this is the father of your kids and. Our kids,
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
So yes, baby, do what you got to do to get him ready, get him right, and all the medical
that's
care.
A conversation,
and it's a conversation.
Yes. Knows that, and
exactly
that is the best for the household.
household,
like right now, there's some people who have no place to go, and it's like they just need and that's touchy too. That's very touchy. You say, oh, these are gonna come over and just need to blah blah blah. To me, that takes discernment. But I'm saying in this instance, it's not malicious. Now, if she's caring for him in the midst of paperwork and trying to find and trying to get to whatever, because now he's incapable, I'm sure the due diligence will be done to go in and find out and seek and see what your insurances look like.
Exactly.
To see what type of medical thing, like what is at your leisure, at your reach. I'm sure she'll do that because she don't want to lose you. But then you have to, at some point, you gotta pop your card. You got a good.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
I'm trying.
You're trying.
I'm
You're
trying.
hard. I'm gonna say this. All right. Like I said, my family, my entire immediate family, was taking care of my grandparents when they were getting sick. At some point in time, it got to the point where it's like, okay, they need to be at a nursing home.
Yeah.
Because again, our lives should not revolve around them. Okay? So as much as I love them and would care for them as deeply as much as I could, but it got to the point where it's like you can't hold your life to just them. You have to move on as much as you. And the thing is I'm going to really put my business out here. There was a point in time in my family where we were supposed to take care. It was kind of like our turn to take care of my grandfather again, because we used to take care of him when I was like a little kid.
Okay.
So when we were about to move to our first country we were about to go to, this was like a couple of years within.
The first country?
Yeah, I've been into 3 countries.
And they were there?
No, we were still here.
Well,
we were about to go. We were about to go to our first country.
Okay.
My parents ended up having a disagreement about bringing my grandfather in to live us, and it was like my mom said no.
Whose daddy was it?
Not his.
Of course, that's where you get this shit from.
But the thing is what though is the fact is like even I was like roughly between like 9 and we left when I was 12 years old, but between around 9 and 11, that's where we were thinking about that. And I was thinking at that time, it's like, why isn't he in a nursing home? Why we keep bouncing him around to between, my cousin, this cousin's house and this cousin's house and all that stuff? It just becomes too much. And then on top of that, it's like, again, when you have someone who is working, constantly, they have a full-time job, they have to, again, stop and take care of this person on a consistent basis. And I get it. It's just like, it just didn't make sense.
So what if your wife what if that happens with your wife?
If it's my wife, again, I've seen people, hold on. I've seen a lot of people, I've or read or whatever, who is like, yeah, I had to quit my job to take care of my wife. respectfully, I understand that because that's your wife. That's the either the mother of your child, the woman you love, and all. I get that.
I gave up my
But,
late
yeah, you
teens,
gave him your
early
life, but it
20s because when my mom fell ill, I was in Atlanta. I said, okay, I put all this in my
A
bag
little bag up.
and I Supermaned home.
Yeah.
I did that for 3.5 years to take care of my mother.
Right.
Because it was my mother. I did the same thing. My sister called me.
How much time after your mom did this next thing?
It was maybe 7 years later. Like, I did not have a job. I had, believe it or not, my mom had a daycare. I grew up from very young. So my mom had a daycare in the house. My daycare parents stayed long enough so they could get somebody else, and it wasn't an immediate shutdown. I had one child from my mom's church. It was a newborn that I had that brought income in the house. I was the only time ever living in my parents' house as an adult that I didn't have to pay rent because my father was like, you moved back home to take care of your mother. I'm the youngest. I have older brothers and sisters. The two, like you said, didn't want to stop their life because my sisters had young kids at the time. And my brother was in school, but still, he just wasn't going to do it. But it took me time to get back on my feet. Once I got a good job and I worked there for 6 months, my dad was like, hey, bills start again. But 7 years later, I was moved out. My sister called me and was like, I need you back. She was diagnosed with cancer. Like, my brother and my father, who were still adults, there at the house. She's like, I need my son not to be eating takeout every day. Just like, I know you're going to take care of my son. I was there again slept in the basement on a mattress to take care of my sister and to be there for my nephew. When she passed away, just so happened, just getting myself back in to move out again, my dad got sick.
She stayed there to take care of her daddy while working.
While working. Like, the last two, I was still working, but still to take care of my dad. My cousins did it for my grandmother this time. So when my grandmother, we moved her from Pennsylvania here, she lived up the street from us in Germantown. But once my older cousin, because I'm the youngest, so everybody else is years older, she got the house. She took my grandmother in with another cousin's kids. So it just didn't stop. So the nursing home I get because we had to put my mother's mother and my grandmother on my mother's side. But that was a whole nother situation because family was still there, and it was a nursing home that family built. So I mean, I get that, but it didn't disrupt anything.
Let me.
It was a choice, but it really didn't disrupt.
I'd like to bring something to light. I want to first add this. As much as I'm in healthcare and have been in healthcare over 20 years, over 25 years, I've been in healthcare. I started out in a nursing home before I work where I work now. And I will tell you the percentage of Africans from Africa, they don't put their parents in nursing homes, right? I look at that, and I always ask why, and that could be a conversation for another day, but I look at our parents. When our parents give birth to us, and they have 5, 6, 7 siblings. I see people who have 7 siblings, and there's one person caring for Big Mama. It's one person because of that very same thought process. I ain't stopping my life, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to say this to you. I'm not knocking that's your idea. And I respect your response to that. But when my mother was ill, I prepared my life to stop. Because as long as she was here, I had to do that for her because she did it for me. Like I look at things kind of different. And I think London and Brittany, I kind of have them the same way where I'm going to do what I can while I can. But if I can't, I'm going to need you. My father is 75 years old right now, who told me last week, what's up, Daddy? My daddy told me, I'm not going to move in with you unless I absolutely have to. Like he the conversation, and this is the information I want to bring forward. He said, I have things lined up for me. First, if I have to have home health, I'm going to have home health. I just need my kids to come by and make sure that she's doing her job. Yes. He was like, and once that ends, if you will allow me to come into your home, he said, I'm a vet. I got a good retirement fund. Like, I'm good. I want to have my body in your home with the things that I got lined up. don't worry about it. I just need you to make sure that what I'm paying for, I'm getting. And he was like, and if you desire that you want to be greedy and hold that money to yourself and not give it to him, take care of me, I'm with that too. And I looked at that like, that's the conversation I think that needs to be had. Like, because I'm there, it doesn't mean that he's on my dime. And two, there are ways that family members cannot work and be paid to be caregivers.
Yes.
And they can be in your home, whereas you ain't doing this and hustling and bustling. Now, I understand.
It's going to be a little lower.
It's going to be a little lower, and it's going to be, an adjustment. It's going to be adjustment. And it's the same thing with kids. I thought I was the flyest thing ever till I had fucking kids. I had 2 of them. I said, oh, no. Then the things
Fucking
that
kids.
made me fly. Yeah, the beautiful angels they are. The things that made me,
After the fact.
After the fact. And I thought, because now it's not about me. So now it became, let me just throw my hair up in this ponytail and go. Like, their wellness and everything became paramount. And I want this last little thing, and I'm going to get off my soapbox. What you can do for an aging person to make them feel like they're not a burden, or to make them feel like their life is complete, to make them feel like you care enough to not be fucking like Larsa, and you take them into your home and you stop your life. If that's all you can give to them, why not?
Right. Exactly. And that was the thing. Especially for my father, who was Semper Fi to the day he died, and that stubbornness and not wanting to be a burden. My mom used to say it to us, like, woman, shut up. Like, you've given me everything. You're not. But my dad, I had to tell him, Negro, you've raised 4 great kids. We are all blessed.
We want it for nothing.
We don't want for nothing. You've been the provider and the protector. It is now our time. Yeah. Like, this was a heart-wrenching, I'm telling you, tears coming down my face, because me and my dad, the Taurus, and me and Leo, like, God damn it, let me take care of you. Like, just let me do this. So it's not a burden. It didn't, and the thought of putting him, like, we had his care, we had the round here, just not having him over there, not having eyes on him, and like putting him in a home.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't stomach. And to your credit, to what you're saying is, I do understand. For the sake of us having dialogue and like argument and all that stuff, I understand what I'm saying, but not that I don't understand it, but I'm trying to think of if I'm married and then my spouse is saying like, no, your mama can't come live here. The fuck? That didn't cause friction in your household when your mama said no?
They divorced.
Cause what?
That was the reasoning my dad gave me why they divorced. It was the reason for what he did before the divorce. So,
Okay.
but in all honesty, I still looked at him funny, and so it's like, really? I literally told him, it's like, why wasn't he in a nursing home? I told him flat out. It's just like, as much as, especially.
Why couldn't y'all get a nurse for him at your house?
Even then, it was the thing is I think my mom and my grandfather, they had issues.
Of course,
so
that makes sense.
that's one thing.
Because the media, she's like, no.
Yeah. So
Excuse me, bitch. She
What?
didn't even sleep on the shit.
Yeah.
Like,
the
no.
only good thing I get out of that, between that friction, is I get beef stroganoff, and I was happy because that was my grandfather's
With butter
favorite
bread,
dish.
thank you.
So, but anyway, the thing is, especially at the time, it was like, look, we were about to travel. You were about to improve your career. It was like, it just didn't make sense. But you say it's life, but at some point in time, you got to just like, either A, you had other siblings. I would understand if you were the only child.
I'm the only one here.
Yeah, so I would understand that. But then there is a point in time, mind you see in the movies is like, I gave up my career so I, to take care of my kids or take care of this person. They over dramatize all this stuff.
Then you ain't do it from the heart.
But no, some like I said, that's movies. But when you deal with the reality factor of this, it is, I just feel like you're taking care of people. I understand, especially when it's your parent. I get it. My mom, she's in her, she's nearing 80 soon, and she's, I was, my Christmas gift I'm thinking of getting her is Alexa because she keeps forgetting certain things now. But there will be a point in time where this is like, you know, you need home care, you need a, you know, medical person, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, my dad, even after my mom, you know, separated and stuff, you know, he, you know, till he died, he had someone to live with and all that stuff, which is fine, you know. But in his mindset, though, it's like, oh, she'll take care of me, and that's the kind of thing I feel like that mindset kind of irks me.
It's supposed to.
No, you're supposed to, but then again, at the same time, it's just like, look, I know you're sick and all that stuff, and especially when you're self-inflicting, you know, this person still needs to take care of everything else. I know it's you, and you especially 24/7, and my dad was stubborn too, Semper Fi as well, and to the point where it was like, okay, when are you going to realize it's like what you're doing to yourself, you know, is kind of hurting everybody else, and he don't, but we'll take care of you. I still love you, but I'm going to revert back after hearing all this and revert back to the initial question at hand. If my girl, my woman, you know, wants to take care of her ex,
not up in here.
No.
Listen, and I respect that.
Because the main thing is, he is not your father, he is not your brother, he's an ex for a reason.
He is, but for the sake of my kids, I'm going to tell you, even if you don't let me bring them in here, for my kids, can I set something up then? Because it's a conversation. Like, I'm going to.
That will be a conversation.
Everything has to be a conversation. And trust me, I get it, because I'm not going to choose I'm not choosing somebody else over my man. But I also need to have my man be reassured first. That is something.
Shit got to be straight at home.
Yeah, shit got to be straight.
All that other stuff can't be going on.
So if it is straight, and I come to you as your woman, then you know me. You have to know where I come from to understand,
it ain't
babe.
Gonna take away what we doing.
It ain't going to
interfere.
It's not going to interfere. And for real, if the person has to move in. How old are my kids? And you know what I'm saying? It's also for turns, we're taking turns, and it's for them. And you as the man understand, if you actually allow me to do this, and I'm not saying this long term, bro, God didn't move something over here and was like, yep, this right here is your space.
And you know, to just stick my hand in the door a little bit, I'm going to pray that you, one, find somebody that's gonna knock your socks off. You're so head over heels in love with them that you will open up a little bit and just see that things can happen. Because if not, you're gonna have to dictate and stream and outline in your union
right.
that unless it's your mama, your daddy, no. You're gonna have to have a very detailed.
This gonna be his contract.
Yes, your contract. You're gonna have to
have a moral clause.
Exactly. Have that stupid judge.
Yes.
Look, have that stupid judge.
And have my lawyer look and take care of all this paperwork. That'll be my lawyer.
And 2.4, just really quickly. At the time that my mom became ill, understand, I had just got out on my own. Like, I had been living in an apartment with my children until they all went off to college. So I was brand new, and I had not been effing in my house. So now I'm in the house so that I can F, and now my mother is coming here. Mind you, I'm not married, so I'm out here. I'm looking, but you know what I said with all that? I just need the focus got to be her. This focus has got to be her. And I'm going to say this to you, because you don't have children, that you get somebody that do. And you're going to understand like that love will come from. You're Aries and you're stubborn and you're ridiculous.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, he is. He's stubborn and ridiculous. And y'all, you protect yours. But sometimes in life, things that are not yours still need your protection. While your scar is that it was self-inflicted, sometimes you can get secondhand something from somebody that you didn't. Some people have cancer, like lung cancer, never smoked. Yep. And then they just need help. Or some people might have throat cancer and never sang or never had the tobacco or whatever the fuck that shit come from. I mean, the various ways that you can get those things. Let me be sensitive in saying that people still might need your help. So I'm gonna ask.
Okay, so
Buddha or whoever you serve.
So, in a weird way, as always, on the Real Talk Uncensored, somehow certain stories get connected.
Yes.
So, with this story in mind, to the last story we mentioned about Israel,
Yes.
And should we help them? You keep mentioning the fact it's like it's humanity and all that stuff. So again,
I said we can still help, but
yes.
help at home.
Because my direct question was like, we shouldn't send nothing. She's like, no, just not as much.
Mm-hmm. So again, in a weird way, it's kind of the same to you. It's just like this X is Israel, and we just like, should we help them or not?
We can set them up, and then have him. Yes, let's set them up.
Now, do we get the money back from Israel whenever they get on their feet?
No.
Like, so they ain't brawling against the stove?
Unless, shoot, you know how there's a reason why we're in debt.
I know that trillions.
Yes. So because no one pays us back, and because we keep giving it away.
All them debt collectors calling me, and we ain't called. What's the number? Because give me
My
the head.
name is on the hot list. All right, y'all. Today's been a day of days. It's a little bit off. Nothing today is traditional. Our start out, our end out. Our guests, I'd like to thank Nomi again for coming. Tone will not be here for the month. So next week it will be, if I can get Nomi to come in, I will. If I can get somebody else to come in, we will. We will have to have guests to fill in for Tone until Tone finishes.
Ty, I know you're out there, girl.
She still ain't made it in.
So he finishes what he's on. And my apologies, or I'm going to, the format is different. It's certain things that Tone do that me and Tone's energy is different. I can't pull it off without him. So certain things that you might find not on our lineup, that is purposeful because I can't carry it without him. We will not be on Facebook for the rest of the month because if y'all want to put money on our books, you can. We got jammed up on some bullshit. So we in jail for the whole month of this time. So I'm going to encourage and I'm going to advertise and advise that you get on these other platforms, and throughout the week you're going to see me try to put instructions. I'm going to have to get it and sit down with the managers and the powers and the station managers to try to get direct directions, like the smallest of instructions to help you get on, because I do miss the interaction. I do miss seeing the comments, and I know it's different. But on that note, shout out to Underworld, shout out to Down and Dirty for an amazing weekend. Today is what day? The 6th? So, no. That's it. I was going to say go to Black Burners, but no, not next week.
Go vote.
Go vote tomorrow if you're in Virginia. I'm Kiki. This is Nomi, and that's Dust Bunny, and we out, y'all. Thank y'all. Peace. Oh, I didn't let you get the ending of the show music. Everything. I said nothing is traditional today.